Hello, today I'm going to walk you through creating an original label with our BarTender Designer app, which I already have loaded for us here. Let's begin. We're going to start with File, we're going to go to New, and then now it brings up our new document wizard. So at the starting point we have the option of using a blank template or select template from a library. For today's purposes we're going to use a blank template. Click Next. Now with printer selection we have the option of using any printer that's available on your network, but today we're going to use a PDF. Clicking Next. Now, stock selection. When you're first starting out, it's great to have the options of, specifying the custom settings or using predefined stock. Custom settings is for the folks that maybe know exactly what they're doing or have an exact idea of how they want their label to look. But if you're brand new and just getting your feet wet, so to speak, using one of our predefined stock sizes is a really good way to go so you can learn with something that's already an industry standard. There's a number of different categories you can go with. You have A1, Avery International, and Avery Standard, Aero, Form Tech, Pimico, down to Zweck Form. We're just going to go with A1, and we're going to use 28171. We're going to click Next. Now we have the option of using static pieces that will always be a constant background on the label if you wanted to. You could select a color if you wanted by checking here. That would always be that color for this template. You could use a picture that you would always have in the background again, which would be applied and always just known that that piece would be part of the static background. Or you could use a design guide image of something from your own library. We're not going to use any of these today for what we're doing. I'm going to click Next now. And now we have a summary of what we're going into. We started with a starting document, which is blank. Printer is going to be PDF. We have the stock name, we have the page size, and we have the template size of what we're working with, and we're going to finish this piece. We're going to do a shipping label today, or just a letter label. Go with normal to show the differences. We're not going to use normal, but I wanted you to see what it is. So normal is lettering that you're able to use, but again, once you have to stretch it or try and work with it, it's not the most manageable depending on your specificity. So we're going to not use normal today, but we are going to go with normal wrapped. Normal wrapped allows us to go in and tweak the lettering as need be. We can delete it if need be. We can tweak the box and there's not any movement to the lettering itself, so it gives us a lot more granular control for our purposes. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the company that we are. We'll go with here. Alright, so that does what we want it to do, but doesn't quite look the way we'd like it to. I've never been a fan of Arial, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that by highlighting the lettering there, and we're going to make it Baskerville Old Face. That looks a lot better. Also, it's a little bit larger than I'd like, so let's change the size. Alright, we'll just make it 8. That looks even better. Awesome. So, we're going to put in the address. Alright. City, state, and the zip code. Alright, so we've got our company address there and ready to go. Next, we're going to need the address of where we're sending it to. We'll use another text box of normal wrapped. Now, instead of having to go all around and figure out where exactly it will be centered properly on the page, we have the option to use our alignment bar here on the right hand side. So what I'm going to use is central, horizontal, and region, and that's where the box is. So if we shrink the box, it'll make it a little bit more centered, which is what we're looking for. Alright, that looks really good. So now we'll put in our customer. Alright, address, city, state, and the zip code. Alright, that looks good. Looks like we're missing one thing. I know what we're missing. We need the symbology for the USPS Intelligent Mail. When we're sending these out, it's good to have. We'll pop that there. And again, we'll center it. Alright. It's centered. Now, before we print this out, what we would really should do, and I always recommend this to our new customers, is we're going to do a print preview. Now the print preview gives you the option of seeing exactly what's going to happen with this bit of information before it happens. We know that the printer is going to be on a PDF, which is great to check when you're using very expensive stock or using several different areas. So if you have one label and you're printing 100 of them, if you're doing that on stock that is expensive and not the right stock, that could be a very costly mistake. You get a chance to see the information itself and make sure it's the way it should be. Customer's address is proper, our address is proper, and we've got the USPS Intelligent Mail barcode ready. And from there, we just go on ahead and click print, verify that it's all good, and it prints away, and you're all set. And that's when it would come out on any print forum that you had available. And that's a high level of creating a document with the BarTender Designer.